Hey guys, welcome along to this video. So in today's video, I want to be talking about actually a case study that we have. I'd like to sort of talk about for a brand that we've been working with for some time now. They're a brand that sell their own products. They're in the fashion and apparel space, and I wanted to sort of share some results with you here. So we've generated just over £1 million for them, and we've done that through an ad spend of 321 pounds. I think it was just shy of that. And the return on ad spend there was at 3.29. So, yeah, I want to just go over the figures. I want to talk about how those results were generated and just sort of give you some insights. So, stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back to this video on this case study and the data that we're seeing right now at the moment. Okay, so let's give you some context, some background. This is a brand who have a really, or had when we first started working with them a couple of years back, had a really good product. I really believed in what they were doing. We had a conversation with them, and they were selling their product through the likes of Instagram, some email, mostly organic kind of stuff, playing around with the idea of ads, toying with ads, especially kind of at certain times of the year when there was certain demand and people actually wanted to run the ads and that kind of thing. So what happened there was we had a conversation basically and figured out what their sort of growth goals were and what was sort of holding them back. And they didn't really sort of have the talent in place to scale. Basically, they knew the power of paid media, but they just didn't have the talent to actually acquire and put systems in place and creativity and all those things that we sort of do as an agency to help brands scale out their products. So, like I said, we had a conversation. They had an ambition. They were a small enough brand, but like I said, and I've said this in so many other videos as well, where product is so important um, as a foundational kind of aspect to running paid social or paid search, any sort of paid media campaign, is to have a good product. There's a good product market fit. Is there demand for it? And once you know that it is scaling and scaling, and once you know that it is selling at a consistent level, it gives you the confidence to invest into paid ads. Okay, and basically not just kind of sell to people who are familiar with you, but really scale things out in that sort of funnel where you're getting brand new people into your funnel and actually having them experience what you do as a brand and convert them. So people who are completely unaware to making them become sort of most aware about your products and services and basically become customers. So when you can go out and cast your net out really, really wide and nurture new audiences, um, that's great. It clearly works with the right sort of brand. So anyway, let's dive into this. Okay, so this is kind of like just over 2 years worth of data. Okay, like I said, not a big brand, but definitely had ambition and definitely had good products that we could sort of advertise to. All right. They didn't come in with massive budgets. We had to start off relatively small. And then when we got to, we would spend more and more on certain times of the year. But they did sort of want to keep things sustainable. They weren't really interested in really blowing this thing out, which I feel personally think that they could, but they had logistic issues and things like that. And yeah, they just didn't. Yeah, they just wanted to sort of grow at a sustainable, stable level, should I say, even forward. So, but look, after this time where previously they were working, doing the like I said, doing the organic posting and generating traffic that way organically. It wasn't really a way to really build a business or bring it to its sort of next level. Okay, it's fine to incorporate the likes of organic and that kind of thing, but you need to incorporate it and stack it with paid media because you're just going to be a slave to algorithms, which change all the time because there are all these platforms like Meta, Instagram, Facebook, for example, TikTok, they're all tweaking their algorithms to see and test ways of how to keep people more engaged. And you can be on the right side of that or you can be on the bad side of that. But if you pay to play, if you're investing money into their platforms, they will help you tremendously in terms of generating the right type of traffic. Obviously, you have to have a good foundation as well of what you're actually doing. But if you know how to use these platforms properly as you spend money, you can get really good ROI. Okay. But anyway, they were spending money on these ads that were not great, by the way. They were doing a lot of discounts and stuff like that just to attract customers through. And we looked at that and thought, okay, there's definitely room for improvement here. Okay. So this is the kind of end result. So you can see here on the purchase conversion value here, it's just over 1 million. Okay. That is the revenue generated basically from the ad spend here of 320,909 in ad spend. Okay, so the return on ad spend really for that whole time period is 3.29. Okay, so we almost have acquired 18,000 orders. Okay, not too far off it during this period, which is pretty cool for them. And the cost per acquisition has been on average just shy of £18. Okay, so there you have it. We've been sort of targeting different geolocations, whether it's UK, also in different parts, different sort of international geolocations and stuff like that. But a lot of this really has got to do with various things. Okay. First of all, like I said, their products are really good. Okay. They're very attractive. People do want them. You can tell that obviously by previous purchase data. And we have just taken not every product that they have in their range, but just a few core products, and we've actually advertised them sort of the most into different parts of the funnel. Okay. And we have just literally focused on that. Now, when you look at the whole sort of sales experience from people who, when you're trying to make them become customers, obviously, when you're advertising around these social media networks, particularly to colder audiences who don't really know you, there are various sort of, how do I say, ad formats that we would use. And, some of the things that we've done in the past for them are, for example, and I've spoke about this before, where possible, we've actually used influencer, celebrity type people who have basically worn the garments. They've actually become customers, coincidentally. And we have basically gotten content from them. And this content is very simple, really. Most of it has just been image ads of them actually wearing the garments. Obviously, their known face. When you put that as an ad with some creative headline and a few other elements, that really sort of garners attention because people see, oh, hey, that particular person is wearing this. That must be really cool. I want some of that. If you sort of couple that again with an actual offer for people to, take up on, it just becomes a lot more irresistible. They click the ad, they land on the page where the product is. That has to be on point as well. It has to load fast. There has to be a good offer. There has to be really good, clean images. One thing that we've tested as well to improve conversion rate is to actually have video. And again, coming back to not necessarily celebrity influencers, but at least influencers or past customers who have given in reviews, video reviews, for example. And that has been a really good touch for people to, just nudge them and get them to purchase that actual video content where they're unboxing the garment, for example. They're showing it off in front of the mirror. And it just sort of gives an end desired result that people can kind of relate to. And that just makes them purchase. So there's that, there's offers. Other things like, the free shipping, reviews have been huge too. So as a vegan brand, it doesn't actually deal with animal cruelty, of course. So people buy into that a lot, but also too, because it's not fast fashion as well. So there's no kind of humanitarian issues there as well. So, that is like the landing page, obviously, that whole sort of pre-experience before purchase is sort of important, of course, as well for conversion. Average order value as well is a huge thing. So if you purchase this, you can also get this, and this. Sometimes we bundled things in the past to help out as well. So all those elements that we test sometimes in order to bump up the conversion of the site. and bump up the average order value helps with the actual ROI over a period of time. Okay. Now, we don't actually run the email marketing with these guys, but we would like to sort of maybe talk about that in time, or actually introduce a new acquisition channel if they're comfortable with that. I think Google would be a fantastic secondary channel in terms of acquisition. You can couple that, you can kind of merge it with Facebook. So people who search for stuff online, they come to the site, they might wander off. You can retarget them through the likes of social media, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, TikTok as well is a huge thing. We're not really doing too much work on TikTok at the moment, but we're definitely going to start pushing that to new and existing people that we're working with. So that's kind of it, guys. That is just the sort of results we've generated for this brand. If you are a apparel fashion brand, if you are selling beauty or cosmetics, if you are selling food and beverage products, and you have a desire, sorry, to actually generate more customers profitably at scale and find numbers like this on your site, then send me a DM. Send me a DM on LinkedIn or anywhere you find me online, because it would be worth having a conversation to see if this is something that we could sort of plug into your brand and help you sort of achieve new revenue goals. I mean, you might have a system already where you're generating customers, but we can just find a channel that you're not utilizing and just go with that and blow it up like we're doing here on Facebook for this brand. So it won't interfere with anything that you're doing currently to generate revenue. It'll be very hands off. We'll take care of a lot of the stuff. We take a lot of the creative. We do a lot of the testing on conversion as well. And we have loads of other different ideas that we suggest to brands to help them basically maximize as much as possible their spend. So that's it. Have a good one. I hope that was of help today, and I'll talk to you and see you in the next video. Take care.